Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Montana Finley. However, you're tuned in with us, if you're listening on 104.9 The River, watching on ITV Chattanooga, Charter Channel 197, however you're with us, we appreciate you coming in. Our guest this week, former CFL Coach of the Year, current head coach of the South Pittsburg Pirates, Chris Jones.
Hey,
Coach,
how you doing?
how's it going?
Good to be here, man.
Yeah. I feel like we got to get this out in the open just so I don't lose all journalistic integrity, is that we are related.
We are related.
We're cousins, so this is cool. This is cool for me.
Yeah.
And I never knew that I would have my own show on, radio and TV here, but I definitely, because you've been in Canada coaching for pretty much all my childhood and all my life, I never pictured you being the first guest here.
Yeah. Well, it's an honor to be here, man.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you lying to me.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess we talk about how you kind of got here. I'm sure you're a little bit sick of talking about the story, but, how did you end up finding out about the opportunity at South Pittsburg and moving back here and taking the job?
Well, I had left Canada and I went to work for the Browns. Coached there for a year. The staff got fired. I was on Freddie Kitchen's staff, and they ended up keeping myself and one other coach, Stump Mitchell, who still coaches at running backs. And they put me into a job called analytics. And my first kind of understanding was I was going to be part of the staff, but I was strictly in analytics, strictly behind a computer. And about October of last year, my boss, Andrew Berry, and I came to the understanding that it was time I was going to do something else. I'm too young to not do what I love. I love to coach. I don't ever go to work when I'm coaching. And so that's how I ended up here. Vic stepped away from the job and opened the door for me.
So what does it mean for you to be able to come back and coach your alma mater?
Well, I mean, again, anytime you graduate from somewhere and you've been there your whole life, it means something to you. And so it's an opportunity for me to do some of the things that I kind of dreamed of doing when I was young.
And taking that experience from the CFL and being in the NFL for a few years, and a little bit of a different game in Canada. It's played a little bit faster, a little different rules, longer field. And then looking at high school football, which one do you think it relates to most? Is it more closely aligned to the CFL or NFL?
The box is the same in Canada. The blocking and the tackling and up front offensively and defensively, all that's the same. You got one other DB, one other wide receiver, and a lot of guys can move. Other than that, we're taking some of the CFL concepts that that we've used in the past, things that have given me trouble. The 5 or 6 top ones we've kind of integrated into what we're doing. Again, we're going to try to determine whether the opposing team's in manner zone and try to exploit that.
Kind of seen the similar offense from South Pittsburg the past however long decade. We usually have a wing back somewhere. Are we going to see that wing back, or are you bringing in a new scheme offensively?
Well,
I know you can't give away too much.
Traditionally, I mean, again, they've been a run-first football team for my entire life, and we're going to be a run-first team as well. So nothing's going to change in that aspect. We're still going to run power. We're still going to run counter. We're still going to run, inside and outside zone. The only thing different is we're going to have the ability for, we're going to make their backside 5 technique beyond, honor what he's doing. If not, they want to go all running over here, then our quarterback's going to run opposite. And then we're going to have the ability to throw an RPO off of it. And it's really that simple that, I don't mind telling them exactly what we're doing. I mean, that's what we're doing. And we're going to play good, solid man-to-man coverage. We're going to play a little cover 3, a little cover 4, and some cover 0. And we're going to play hard. We're going to play a lot of guys and look forward to seeing if we're disciplined enough. That's my biggest question mark, and that's what I tell the football team every day is, are we disciplined enough to get behind the line, finish through the line, stay on side when they go on 2, and allow ourselves to go on 2 and still not take penalties. That's kind of that's what I want to find out.
And I've been to a few practices, stopped by and seen you guys practice, and kind of who have you, I know you haven't been with the team for too very long. We're just now getting off of the dead period. Kind of who have you seen step up since you've been there?
Well, I mean, we've had, that's probably one of our bigger issues too is consistency, showing up day in, day out. I'm on the seniors about doing the right things, not just leading by example. Step up and say something when something needs to be said, but just don't run your mouth for no reason, So we have 16 seniors, and, I've never seen a team that was successful that didn't have good senior leadership. So we're still a work in progress, and we've got 30 days and 4 hours until we play. And so it's one of those things where, we got to keep on working.
I want to talk about a few guys. First off, a fella that I just talked to this past week for Marion County News, our spotlight player, DeAndre Kelly. He, 800 rushing yards as a sophomore, kind of took a back step last year because of some injuries. But what can you say about DeAndre? What kind of guy is he?
Well, he's a good football player. He's very quiet. Doesn't ever say a whole lot. He's a quiet type leader. He's a senior. He hasn't had unfortunate injuries over the course of the last 2 years, and so we're hoping that with proper training and things of that nature, and taking care of your body and not overtraining. That's what we talked about the other day. He works so hard that sometimes I feel some of his injuries might be from overtraining. So if that makes sense to people here, but he's a good kid. He works hard. He's definitely going to be somebody that they have to contend with.
You're definitely talking to the right crew. If there's anybody that knows about overtraining, it's the crew here at the Coach's Corner. That's us.
I hear you.
What can you say about the Hunter twins, Richard and Reginald? What have you learned about those guys?
They're very different. They're twins, and they're about as different as night and day a lot of ways. And so, they both bring a lot to our football team because of their versatility. They're both going to play both ways for us. And again, what we're planning on doing is we're going to have an A group offense and A group defense, and we're going to flip them, and we're going to try to develop as many players as we possibly can.
Is that something that's important to you, is kind of getting these guys to that next level, getting them college scholarships?
Yeah, you know what? That kind of stuff kind of takes care of itself. The days of colleges and, quite honestly, professional teams missing on players is over with. There's with all the computers and huddle and all the stuff that's out there. There's very few guys that you don't watch and you don't see, and they put these snippets of highlight films together. So, like I say, if they're good enough, they're gonna find them, and then what you got to do is you got to prepare them, because quite honestly, it's you can get them in college. It's having them prepared for college. Dominating their schedule enough so that when they have to get up at 5 in the morning, they don't get back to their room till 10 o'clock at night. That it's not foreign to them. Push them to the point physically where they don't think they can make it, but then they've been there before. I think that's probably the biggest hurdle that we've got as a coaching staff, to make sure that we push them to that point and prepare them for the next level.
Another guy I kind of want to get your opinion on, the big man, Gio Davis. Several, college offers. What have you seen in Gio?
Gio's, I tell you what, about 8 weeks ago, he a little switch flipped in him, it seemed. Again, we won't rehash anything in the past or anything like that, but you could just tell that he became more determined. He's working hard in the classroom. He's working hard off the field. He's another one that we're dominating his schedule, because that's realistically what happens in college football. Is you're up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning all year, and they have you either going to study halls, or they've got you working out, or they've got you practicing. So that's kind of what we're doing with Gio, trying to prepare him, because he's a talent.
Got one more guy I kind of want to talk to you about before we go to a break here. Ben Reynolds. He was the first guy that you sent to me as a spotlight player, and you could tell he's a hard-working kid. What can you say about Ben?
Well, I played ball with his daddy. His dad was a tough player. He's one of those guys that was they're very much alike in that aspect. So Ben's a kid that we're going to play him at middle linebacker. He's never played there. He can run, he can hit. He's willing to work. He works for the water company up here and has the pleasure of coming down and working with me for for those hours on Monday and Tuesday. So I get 16 hours out of him, and so he and I are together a lot. And like I say, he's willing to do anything, and that's the kind of guys that you need on your football team, or guys that show up every day. They're dependable, and it doesn't surprise you when they do the right things.
Well, those are just, some of the names we can expect to see some big things from this season.
Well, there's tons more. There's, again, I can't, there's a lot of juniors, there's a lot of sophomores, and I want to reiterate that we're not much on the individual type stuff. I'm not one of those coaches that, it's just going to highlight one kid, and that's the guy that's going to, there's going to be a lot of kids that play football. And that's it's a team concept. That's what I really don't care. All that other stuff, all the stats and all that kind of business is all good, but at the same time, wins and losses, creating better men, that's kind of our goal.
Well, I got a lot more I'd like to talk about, but we're going to cut to a break. We'll be right back with more of the Coach's Corner.
They're back. Western Sizzlin' is now open, offering kitchen menu items including their new grilled Atlantic salmon. Or enjoy side items like fried okra, baked potatoes, macaroni and cheese, a new salad bar, fresh baked yeast rolls, and dessert choices. At Western Sizzlin', full catering service is available, as well as parties of up to 10 per table. For their to-go customers, Western Sizzlin' is now offering delivery with dinnerdelivered.com or curbside pickup at 423-942-5777. Come on by and give Western Sizzlin' a try and enjoy their new hours. That's right, Western Sizzlin' is now open 7 days a week, 10:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. Western Sizzlin', located just off I-24 at exit 155, 1130 Tennessee Highway 28 in Jasper. Western Sizzlin', they can't wait to serve you. And don't forget, now offering delivery with dinnerdelivered.com or curbside pickup at 942-5777. Western Sizzlin'.
Hey, we're back with the Coach's Corner. We got South Pittsburg head coach Chris Jones. A sort of new whole look for the South Pittsburg team. You got a bunch of new assistant coaches, some guys you know. Can you tell us all who's on your coaching staff, kind of where you met them, what they bring to the table?
Yeah, well, first of all, we're replacing a very good staff. They had tons of success over the course of numerous years, and you can't have a coach's corner and not talk about how successful those guys were prior to us getting here. But with that being said, we do have a lot of new guys. The first is Leo Biederman offensively. He's the offensive line. You can't miss him. He's big as the door.
He's a big fella.
Yeah, big fella, about 6'8", and he played for the Browns. He played in about 100 different leagues across the world, and so he's played some professional football, lives up on Jasper Highlands, and does a real nice job with our offensive line. And then Terrell Robinson, that played here, played at Chattanooga and Faulkner, very good player, tremendous, lot of energy, a lot of positive energy as well. So he's our quarterback coach, and then Wesley Stone, who's kind of a piece of furniture around here. He's been here so long, and he's our offensive. He's kind of jack of all trades because he can absolutely coach just about any position there. He's a special teams coordinator. He's a guy that will lean on heavily for the special teams aspect. He'll work alongside all the other coaches in all the different positions. and will be very instrumental in what we're doing. And then Matt Hawkins is his assistant on special teams, and he'll also be helping us with video. Then we've got on defense, we got DeMonte Bolden, another real small fella, and again he played at Tennessee, and he's our defensive line coach. We've got Quentin McCamey that played here, an alum, played at Tusculum. He's going to be coaching our secondary. We've got Ty Robinson, who's an extremely important part of what we're doing. He's our strength and conditioning coach. He's from here, played at Carson Newman, coached for me, was one of our assistant strength coaches in Saskatchewan when I went there as a head football coach. And then we got J-Mo, who just recently got added. He's been here before, and he's one of our young coaches. He also assists DeMonte and Leo up front offensively and defensively. Real positive guy. And, and then you can't forget Jim Thomas. Jim Thomas has been a head football coach down in Alabama, was with me on staff at North Jackson years ago, and he's going to be leaned on heavily for all the little small things that head coaches have to do.
And with Coach Leo and, Terrell Robinson, those guys that have played even, in the NFL and in other leagues, that pro football, what can you say for them that brings to the table to be shaping these young minds?
Yeah, you know what, these kids, I mean, they're so different from what they were, years ago. I mean, quite honestly, and I told them, they seem younger than what they were, when I coached the first time. And of course, I guess it's just simply because I'm older, but yeah, I mean, with Leo and DeMonte and all these guys that have either coached or played collegiately or professionally, I mean, I think it's a real feather in the cap for the staff. I would assume, you'd have to ask the players, but I would assume that, it's got to carry some weight for them.
And I kind of want to take a look at the schedule you guys have, because there are some games that are going to be some real, tests for your team coming up this year. I want to talk about, you're going to Murphy, North Carolina. Can you tell us kind of how that came about?
Well, we were restructuring our entire schedule, and again, two things you got to, is it going to help you win a championship, and then secondly, is it going to help you make some money? Because you got to have sustainability, and sustainability in sports is the number one criteria. So we went down the list and we looked at our schedule and we made the changes that we made. And I mean, you got to play who you got to play within your district. And the district, again, there's Copper Basin's much improved from what they have been. It'll be yet to be seen what the other teams come up with, because we've had some coaching changes. And then with that being said, we got Murphy, who's a 10-time state champion. And I went up the other day just to kind of look at their field and kind of scout around and look at, where we'd be dressing and that type of thing. And so it's a real nice area. It's up above Copper Basin, about 20-25 minutes. And so it's a little drive for us, but certainly going to be a huge challenge.
A game that will not be a very long drive for you guys is going to North Jackson for the first time in school history, I'm pretty sure. How did that come about?
Well, I mean, once we decided that we weren't going to play Marion County, we knew that we needed, economically, we needed a money game. And so kind of got that set up prior. And again, it's going to be a big gate for us. And again, it should be something that should be an exciting game for the foreseeable future.
Is that gonna take over the Marion County rivalry? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is that one going to be a big one?
It's a big game.
Yeah.
Look forward to playing it.
One more that I got to ask you about. I kind of want to know how this came about. National powerhouse, Oakland, the Patriots from Murfreesboro. Not only are you guys going to play them, they're going to come to South Pittsburg and play. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I guess fortunately, we've got them on the schedule, but we had another team. We were going to play Pulaski Academy out of Little Rock, but right at the last, ninth hour, we didn't get the contract signed, and they got another offer to play in state and get paid $9,000 to stay in state. So we were looking for a game, and we knew we had to have a home game. We knew Oakland's head coach is an acquaintance of mine, and he's a friend of Coach Stone's. And so we called him, we talked for a long time, and we came to the understanding that this would be something that they'd come down here on a Thursday night, and we'd compete. So that's what we're going to do.
Definitely a game I know myself and a lot of others are looking forward to. Going to be a real
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to take another break. We'll be back to talk a little bit more football when we get back. This is the Coach's Corner.
Hello, this is Ron Nunley from the Mountain Mark. I would like to invite everybody to come by for some family-friendly service. We offer hamburgers, pizzas, cakes, and deli sandwiches that are made fresh to fix your cravings. We are a local retailer of the Berkeley Water Filtration System. It makes your pond water drinkable and your tap water contaminant-free. We also have a selection of firearms and ammunition from Ruger, Henry, Mossberg, Glock, Winchester, many other brands. You can call us at area code 423-619-8616. Follow us on Facebook at Mountain Mart, Home of the Mountain Burger for our daily lunch specials. Visit our website, mountainmart.net, to check out our firearm selection, ammunition, outdoor equipment that you can also order from our website. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Collins Building Materials, proudly serving their customers and community since 1976. From the first shovel of dirt dug to the last nail driven. They're your one-source building materials stop for the do-it-yourselfer or the seasoned contractor. Collins has everything you need under one roof. Give them an opportunity to show you how they can make a difference. Call Collins Building Materials, 423-942-5416. From start to finish, Collins Building Materials is your one-stop store, 423-942-5416. Got a little change in your pocket going jing-a-ling-a-ling? Well, if those words sound familiar, how about a great place to spend it and get more for your money and walk away with bargains? Get out to Beware Bargains, 6555 Highway 41 in Jasper, across from Collins Building Supply, to find the best bargains in town no matter what day it is. Got $2 to spend? How about Beware Bargains from 10 till 4 on Monday? Items are just $2. Or Tuesdays where the price is even lower at only $1. Still not low enough? How much lower can the prices go? How about 50-cent day on Wednesday? Surely prices that anyone could afford. And remember, Beware Bargains is closed Thursdays and Sundays to restock and bring in the great bargains, but will be open on Friday for $7 day. And all new stock in the store. Doors are open from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m., closed to restock with more great items, and reopen from 3 till 6 with more great deals and amazing savings for customers where prices are never more than $7. But hold on to your wallet, because prices drop to $4 on Saturday from 10 till 4 to provide the savings that Beware Bargains is known for. Visit Beware Bargains 10 till 4 daily except Thursday and Sunday, 6555 Highway 41 Jasper, for a steal of a bargain. And on Facebook, Beware Bargains each Thursday for a live video of what Friday's new stock will offer.
Hey, we're back with the Coach's Corner. We got head coach of the Pirates, Chris Jones. We're breaking down the schedule a little bit, talking about the game against Oakland. I mean, obviously you want to win every game you go in to play, but against they are a nationally ranked, a powerhouse team, and they just happen to be from the state. What do you think your team will take away? If they don't even take away the dub, what will they take away from playing a team level?
Well, I mean, again, you doesn't matter who you play. Everybody gets stressed the same way. You still put 11 out there. They can't put 20. Mm-hmm. And they have a lot of players. They've had a lot of success. We've got to go out and we've got to sharpen our tools every day, and that's what we intend to do.
And that's going to be one of those games you talk about, is it going to help you get better, help you get to that place where you can win a championship?
That's ultimately every decision that you make is, what helps you win a gold ball. If it doesn't, then don't do it.
Well, this is something just fun I wanted to talk to you about. You guys are doing a mom day tomorrow. You guys are having the mothers of the players come out. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's something I copied from when I was in professional football. We always did that type thing just to try to reach out to, in fact, we did it in 08, 09 when I was in Calgary. So it's been happening for, quite some time. And all it is you're reaching that part of the community that, quite honestly, is got a lot of power. A lot of these kids, they live with their moms, and so it's an opportunity for the moms to get to come inside the locker room, see where their son gets dressed every day, and I can show them that hey, this is the washing machine where there's not really a clothes washing ferry that shows up. It's like the coaches have to take their gear and throw it in the washer and wash it, so it's going to be a real fun night for the moms.
Where did that idea come from? I know you said you've been doing it for a while, just to...
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, we were sitting around over the weekend thinking of, brainstorming on things that we should have done or still maybe had time to get done. And so we kind of polled a few of the mothers. I had, some of the people that are close to the program kind of text some of the mothers, see if they would have an interest. They said that they would. So we moved practice up from 4 to 7, and then we're going to have the clinic from 7 to 9.
You're going to run them a little bit less that day?
Yeah.
Your conditioning will be a little easier?
Yeah, the moms won't have to run that much. We'll run them a little bit, but no, I mean, we're just going to have a regular day. It's a regular day of preparation. We didn't get but 5 days of spring, so we're still behind the 8 ball as far as preparation is concerned. And it's just one of those deals where every minute counts for us.
Well, we kind of want to start a little bit of a tradition around here at the Coach's Corner, if you don't mind. We have these signature balls back here.
Oh, cool.
And we would like you first guest, if you don't mind, just
Will do.
throwing the signature on there. And this is something that hopefully we'll get the whole team to sign at some point.
Absolutely.
In the season.
Good deal.
I'll take that. Guess I want to get your final thoughts. We know the end goal for the season and things like that, what you expect from your team. But if it doesn't pan out that way, what can you take to make this season a success?
No, it's that's the only reason that you play. The only reason you open your eyes in the morning, first thing you think about is what you're going to do to make your football team better and how you're going to win a championship. Anything else is a disappointment. So there is no thought anywhere else of anything but what we're doing.
And everybody on the team, coaching staff, everybody's bought in on that.
Well, again, you'd have to ask them, but I know that's kind of my mantra, always has been, everywhere that we've gone, and I don't think here's going to be any different. It's just you get up, and how do you win a championship? How do you put a ring on? And you do everything necessary to try to do that.
I know from the players I've talked to, that's their goal. So it seems whatever you're preaching to them, it's sinking in because that's where they're at.
Again, I mean, there's so much work left to do. I mean, it's hard to even imagine. I mean, we've got our first scrimmage is next week against McMinnville, Warren County, and East Hamilton, both good football teams. Both of them have, kids that are going to sign, multiple kids going to sign scholarships. So we'll have our hands full there to start off, right off the jump. It'll be a good measuring stick. Warren County played Oakland to their toughest game last year, so I mean that's going to be a really good. They're coming here to South Pittsburg to play. It's going to be a three-way scrimmage, so it's going to allow us to practice against, some bigger school guys. Guys that have played at a bigger level and that type thing, and guys that are going to have good speed. So I look forward to seeing how we respond.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, being our first guest here
Absolutely.
on the Coach's Corner. Hopefully you come back.
Yeah.
Hopefully I still get invited back to Christmas this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't ruin anything.
Yeah.
Do want to take a second, just, thank everybody for tuning in. However you're here with us, I'd like to thank my boss there, David Riley, for giving me the opportunity. I'd like to thank Travis, Steven, the guys here at WEPG for letting me get out here and do this. Hopefully this is something that, people enjoy and, tap into, connect with the show, leave feedback, leave questions for our upcoming guests. Next week, we'll have Coach Thompson and the 2021 state champion softball team at North Jackson, so that'll be exciting. Hopefully they'll bring the big trophy in. That'll be fun.
Be sure to ask him about our senior year when he was at Bridgeport and I was at South Pittsburg. Be sure to ask him about that.
I'll remember that. I'll ask him. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram. We're all over the place. Coach's Corner TN. Make sure to follow, leave us questions. And until next time, this has been the Coach's Corner.